Hello, my name is Kristi and welcome to this posture-oriented Pilates workout. We're going to go through exercises that will help to elongate your body, focusing especially on your hips, your shoulders, your deep core, and the muscles around your spine and even feet. We're going to get started lying on our belly, and if you've got a little towel, a hand towel or a face cloth, you might want to add that in. It's just a nice pad for your head to add in when we're lying on our belly. So we'll get started lying face down, and you'll bring this little pad with you. Because it's harder for you to hear me when I'm lying face down, I might turn my head to look at you just so you can hear my voice, but I don't want you to turn your head. Keep looking down. So when you're ready, take your pad along with you. You can also work without it, and you're going to start lying down on your belly with your forehead on the towel, just so you've got some space to breathe. Your legs are long down the mat. Your arms are just relaxed beside you, and I'm going to lift my arms so that you can see the focus in the hips. We're going to begin our breathing with just pelvic movement. So you could have your arms resting up high if that feels better, and you'll take a deep breath to prepare, and as you breathe out, gently squeeze your glutes and lift your abdominals, pushing your pubic bone into the mat. And I'm looking at you, but I want your head down, and then you'll release and relax. So focus on your deep abdominals and squeezing your buttocks and tops of the hamstrings to gently squeeze and press the pubic bone down. My legs are down on the mat, and then gently release. As you're doing this, make sure you're squeezing only as much as your shoulders, your head, neck, and even the feet can stay relaxed. And relax and breathe in. We'll do that 4 more times. Breathe out to squeeze your buttocks and lift your belly, feeling a sense of elongation in your low back. Inhale, release. 3 more. 2 more slowly. Exhale, lift through your abdominals and gently release. And then 1 more time, breathe out and relax. Now hold some of that little tuck, not the complete one so your back is flat, but just so that you can anchor your pubic bone. Keep that position with your legs connected to the mat, and now take your arms down beside you on the mat so they're alongside your thighs. Let your shoulders roll forward. Keeping your pubic bone connected to the mat, squeeze your shoulder blades together and press the palms of your hands into your thighs. We're going to keep our head down. Slowly relax as you breathe out. So again, you're looking down. Inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Open your collarbones. Try to pressurize your palms. Feel the backs of the arms working. Exhale, release and relax. We'll do 3 more of those. Inhale, squeeze, pressurize the palms, elongate your elbows. Exhale, relax. Inhale, shoulder blades slide across your upper back. And exhale, relax. 1 more, just waking up our postural muscles in the upper back. Inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now hold that, and as you exhale, hover your head just an inch off the mat. Keep looking down. Keep the palms pressed into your thighs. As you inhale, return your head down to your towel. Then again, exhale, hover your head, press the palms of your hands into your thighs, and inhale, relax. 3 more only. Exhale, elongate and stretch like a torpedo. Head away from toes, your feet are on the floor. Inhale down. If you're feeling your lower back, just keep your head on the mat and focus on the arms. Exhale, lift, hover, and inhale, release. And with your collarbones still broad, exhale, hover and hold. And then relax down, turn your head off to one side, and just wiggle your hips a little bit, side to side, releasing your lower back. From here, we're going to move to a seated position for half rollbacks to stretch out our back and warm up our abdominals. So press up when you're ready to seated and come toward the top edge of your mat. Your knees will be bent, feet facing forward. And if you want a little extra work for your feet, try to keep your toes connected to the mat as we go into these half rollbacks. So feet are wide apart. Let's start with the hands on the backs of the legs, keeping your throat open and chest open. Inhale, prepare. And as you exhale, slowly roll the back of your pelvis toward the mat, going only as far as you can keep your toes in contact with the mat. Pause and breathe in. And then as you breathe out, draw your navel into your spine and slowly return upright on your sitting bones. We'll do that 4 more times. Extra challenge, arms go forward. Breathe out as you roll back. Let your pelvis move down toward the mat. And then slowly roll up. If you pinch your glutes just a little bit as you roll back, that will help to release your hip flexors. A little tiny squeeze. And lift and breathe in. 2 more. Exhale through the mouth. And we're going to inhale back up right through the nose. 1 more like that, then we add rotation. Exhale as you roll back. And inhale as you roll up. Now we're going to exhale and roll back and pause, keeping your knees and hips still. Inhale, bend your right elbow and twist your spine to the right as you reach your left arm forward. Exhale, come back to center, pause. Now the other way, bend the left elbow, reach your right arm forward. And exhale slowly back to center. Now off to the right, bend the right elbow if you'd like, reach back and tap your mat. Oh, that's hard. Exhale back to center. Inhale, left elbow off to the side, reach the right arm forward, hold the knees wide. Exhale back to center. 3 more each way. If you need a break, just roll up or put a hand on one thigh. Exhale, center, shoulders down. Let your head turn also. Inhale. Exhale, center. 2 more each way. Little smile, little joy. Exhale. Rotate on the inhale. Return center on the exhale. 2 more each way. And exhale, center. 1 more time each way. Slowly center. Last time to the left. We're going to hold in center, slowly take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, slowly roll down 1 vertebra at a time, all the way down to the mat, so you're lying down on your back. Scoot your feet a little closer to your body, and just move around so you feel like your pelvis and your ribs can be relaxed and neutral without your back flattening and without your neck lifting. If you want a little pad under your head, you could add it for this part only. All right, so hands on your hip bones, pull up and in through your abdominals, maybe a little lift to the pelvic floor, let your ribs soften down, and slowly draw your right leg up to tabletop position without allowing your hips to move. Feel your hips evenly weighted on the mat, lengthen to the top of the head, and then as you exhale, without letting your spine move, slowly switch your legs, keeping your chin down and your ribs up. Inhale, hold, exhale, slowly switch. Inhale, relax. And exhale, find that corset of your waist to switch the legs on your exhale. Inhale, exhale, slowly switch. Now we're going to pick up the pace and do 2 on the inhale and 2 on the exhale. Keeping the ribs down, breathe in to switch, continue inhaling. Now exhale and exhale. Let's flex the feet now, change the ankles. Inhale, inhale, and exhale, and exhale. 2 more sets. Breathing in through the nose. And out through the mouth, let your ribs soften down. 1 more time. Inhale, and exhale, exhale. Bend your knees, heel toe your feet together, feet back on the mat. And now we'll have our arms back up to the sky. Let your shoulder blades sink heavy onto the mat without gripping, and then take both legs up to a tabletop position. Find that cinch of your abdominals. Let the toes drop down toward the mat, and as you breathe out, lower your feet as you stretch your arms overhead, going only as far as your rib cage stays on the mat. Inhale back to center. Breathe out to reach overhead, and breathe into center. Our focus is not how much we can move our arms and legs, but how secure we can be in that wrap of the corset to protect our back. We've got 5 to go. Exhale, toes and fingers stretch away from each other. Inhale, center. 4, 3, are your shoulder blades still connecting with the mat? Last 2. And last 1. Leave your feet down, take your arms off to the side of the room. We'll do palms up, knees and feet together. Now we'll keep our ribs down, but move our hips. So as you breathe in, let your feet and hips turn to the right, and allow your left hip to lift, but keep your ribs down. Lighten your feet, and as you breathe out, pull everything back to center. Inhale, turn your knees and navel to the left, keep the right ribs heavy. As you breathe out, lighten the feet and pull back to center. Now turn your head away from your knees. Knees right, eyes left. Lighten the feet, breathe out, pull back to center. Left side, knees left, eyes right. And use your belly to pull back to center, keeping your chin down. 3 more each way. Inhale away from center. Exhale back to center. Two more each way. Think about length in your spine. Even though you're lying on your back, you're still shooting energy out the crown of your head, away from your pelvis. Let's do one more time each way. And last one. And then slowly back to center. Heel toe your feet apart and bring your heels in line with your sitting bones. So now we're going into a bridge position to open up the fronts of the hips and coming back to the work on the back of the body, the postural muscles. So now we're going to press down firmly through all four corners of the feet, including your toes, like you're gripping the mat. Open up your collarbones with gentle pressure through your arms, and as you exhale, do a small tuck of your tail and peel your pelvis off of the mat, making your way up just to the base of your shoulder blades. Inhale for length, and then exhale, roll back down. See if you can keep your shoulders connected to the mat so that as you're rolling down, you're not allowing your shoulders to roll forward. Release your hips at the bottom and breathe into a neutral pelvis. Now breathe out again to roll up, one vertebra at a time. Press down through your feet. Inhale at the top, open your collarbones. Exhale, slowly roll down, one vertebra at a time. And return back to neutral and breathe in. We'll do that 2 more times and then add on some challenge if you'd like it. Inhale for length. Exhale, slowly roll down, one vertebra at a time. Inhale, release. And last time, exhale, slowly curl. Inhale, hold. And then keeping your chin down, slowly release back down. This time we'll roll back up to your top of your bridge, making sure that those ribs are staying in, your pubic bone is higher than your navel. We're going to try, if we can, to move from our glutes without letting our knees sway. As you breathe in, take the work out of the right hip so that it drops and your left knee lifts. Your navel will turn to the right. Exhale, back to center, squeezing the backs of both legs equally. Lower the left hip as you breathe in, and then breathe out back to center. 3 more each way. Tip the hips right by releasing the right glute. Exhale, squeeze the back of the right leg to level the pelvis. Inhale, are your shoulders still pressing down into the mat so your collarbones are open? Inhale, are your knees still tracking? Back to center, breathe out. Hollow and scoop those abs as you drop the left hip. Exhale, squeeze back to center. 1 more time each way. And press, and then finally inhale, roll your spine down. 1 more variation, adding a little extra challenge. Please stay with the last variation if you find this next one is not to your back's liking. We're going to still work on the backs of the legs, maybe heel toe your feet a little closer to your sitting bones. Make sure your feet are facing forward. It'll feel like you're a little pigeon toe. As you exhale again, press through the feet, this time especially through your heels. Now this time, don't let your right hip drop as you take your right leg straight up to the sky. You could also hold it in tabletop. We're going to stay here and keeping the right hip lifted with the knee straight or bent. Open your right leg to the side of the room, the right side of the room, without letting your hips move. So it'll be a small movement. Breathe out as you open. Breathe in as you find center. 8 of these. Exhale, open. Inhale, center. And again, shorter lever makes it a little easier. Open with that bent knee. You could also do this with your right foot on the mat and just make your right leg a little lighter. Breathe out as you open for 2 more, keeping your neck soft. And inhale, center, feeling a lot of work in the back of the left leg in addition to those deep core muscles helping to stabilize. Pause. Exhale, lower the right foot down, toe ball heel. Anchor the right foot down to engage the back of the right buttock, and then extend the left leg either straight to the sky or tabletop. Keeping your left hip as high as the right, both sides of the waist long. Exhale to open, and inhale to center. Straight leg is also an option. Exhale, and inhale. 6 to go. What's your right knee doing? Can you keep it still? Connect, if you can, your navel to your spine while keeping your left hip as high as the right. 2 more gently, slowly. 1 more time, hold that right leg still. Back to center, bend the left knee, place the left foot all the way down, toe ball heel. Inhale, lift your hips a little bit higher. And as you exhale, slowly roll your spine down, gently. 1 vertebra at a time. Hug both knees into your chest. And then just draw circles with your knees the same direction. Going one direction, gently, slowly. And then the other direction, gently, slowly. While we're on our back, we'll take an active rest and do a little work on our feet. Let your knees stay in towards your chest, just right over the hip joints. Your tailbone is connected to the mat still. And keeping your ankles neutral, try to tighten your feet into fists, curling your toes like they're holding onto a pencil. And then spread your toes as wide as you can apart. And then curl your toes into tight fists, trying if you can not to move the arches in or out. And then spread your toes wide. 8 of those total, 6 to go. Squeeze and curl. Notice if your forehead or if your hands are getting tense. Two more slowly. Squeeze and spread. And last time. Our feet are our foundation. That's where I consider the core beginning. It's our interface with the earth. It supports our knees, our pelvis, and from there our spine. Contract one more time, and then spread. And then either rock up to a seated position or roll to your side and press up. So whatever feels best for your body. We're going to come up to hands and knees now. If you need some padding underneath your knees, just pause so you can get a little towel or an extra mat underneath your knees. So come to your hands and your knees with your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips, and try to take all of the wrinkles out from the top of the hand, even the wrist, so there's just a small crease there, so your hands are slightly in front of your shoulders. As you breathe in, drop your belly to the floor, let your shoulder blades squeeze together, and gaze up to the sky. Back of the head and tail move together. As you breathe out, press down through your palms and knuckles, round your back, press down through your shins, and stretch your spinal bones to the sky. Inhale, let your shoulder blades squeeze together. Are your elbows straight? Hopefully they are. Exhale, round your back, draw your navel into your spine. We're just flossing the spine. 2 more. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale, round and scoop. Inhale, reach and extend. And exhale, just to neutral. Now maintaining that neutral spine, if you need to bring your hands a little closer together for balance, do so. Stretch your left arm forward and right leg back, holding in what I call bird dog for 8 deep breaths. I'm not interested in how high you lift your arm and leg, but more on how much you can draw up through your abdominals and lengthen your right leg behind you. Squeeze the outer left hip to just pull from the back that pelvis into neutral. And then press strongly down through your right arm so your shoulder blade isn't collapsed. Think about pulling your chest away from the earth. Take 1 more deep breath in, and then keep your right leg lifted as you now bring your left hand down. Now we're going to allow some movement in the pelvis and the right leg. Lift your right hip, gaze over your right shoulder, and sweep that leg up toward your right ear. Breathe in as that happens, and then breathe out to reach it, stretch it to the wall behind you, and drop your right hip back down. Then lift the right hip, sweep and pull, reach and exhale. You'll feel a lot more work in both hips in addition to your shoulders and your core. Reach and lengthen and exhale. We've got 4 more. Lift, press into your left shin on the mat, and then lengthen and reach. Lift, pull, 3, reach and lengthen, head away from toes. Let's do 2 more. And exhale. In 1 more, you'll be off your wrists. Inhale and exhale. From this position, pull your right leg forward and place it on the mat in front of your right hip, and then make your way upright slowly. As you're coming into this upright position, we're not in a stretch. We're in what I call half kneeling. I'm going to turn to face you so you can see it. So your right leg is forward, your left knee is down, and your weight is back over your left leg. From here, small side bend. Right fingertips temples, or if that doesn't work for your shoulder, across your chest. Left hand down toward the mat. Keeping your hips as still as possible, we side bend slowly to the left. Breathe in, and then use your right waist to exhale back to center. Focus on creating space between the ribs on your right side. Like an accordion, you open those ribs, and then your exhale draws them back down towards your right hip. Inhale, open, and then exhale back up. Now for your last 4, close your eyes. That helps our proprioceptors, the part of our nervous system that is aware of our surroundings. So the areas, rather than using your eyes for balance, see if you can tune into your feet and your hips and your balance. one more time slowly. Inhale and exhale, center. We'll be here for one more exercise, holding your legs in that half kneeling position. Slowly take your arms forward and drop your shoulders. Now we're going to be twisting to the right. So bend your right elbow and look over your right shoulder as you reach the left arm forward like we did seated. Exhale slowly back to center. So we're only going to the right. Drop your shoulders, inhale, stabilize the legs. Reach your left fingers away from right elbow. Exhale slowly back to center, shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale. If you're feeling really wobbly, just open your right leg a little to the side, or for more challenge, walk it a little bit to the left. Inhale. And exhale, center. Can we get a little taller for your last 4? Inhale. And exhale. 3 more chances to wring out your spine. Big breath. And exhale. Big breath. And exhale. Shoulders down from your rib cage. Rotate. Inhale. Let your eyes and head turn also. And then exhale slowly back to center. Great job. We're going to go back to hands and knees so we can do the other side. I'm going to go back down to my hands and knees on the other side of my mat. But as you go down, this time you will be reaching your left leg back behind you and your right arm forward. So find your balance point first. Left hand under left shoulder, right knee pushing strongly down, pull up through your ribs, lengthen your torso, and see if you can keep your pubic bone gently tucked towards your chest as you reach your left leg back. Keep pressing down through your left hand. We have another slow 4 breaths. Lengthening the crown of your head will also help to create more space even in the base of the spine. 2 more breaths. And now inhale your right hand back to the mat. You can have a wide base with straight elbows if possible. Lift your left hip, gaze over your left shoulder, and inhale to sweep that leg up towards your shoulder, and then reach back, exhale, and drop your left hip back down to neutral. Inhale, lift and sweep. Exhale, reach and press. 6 to go. Length through the crown of the head still. 5. Press down to lift the hips, sweep and side bend, and exhale. Reach and lengthen one more time. Inhale and exhale back. And now we're going to pull the left foot forward in line with the left hip and make your way upright. I'll turn to face you. Again, your right knee is down and your left foot is forward in line with your hip. All right, so get your hips level if you can. If that left hip is hiked, see if you can drop it back down. Side bends this time to the right. So left fingertips temple, right hand down the side of your thigh. Let your shoulders relax, drop your left hip. As you inhale, this time we're going to side bend to the right and then use your right waist to come up. Imagine that you're against a wall so that your head and your hips are against the same vertical wall. Would your head be touching the wall, or is it a little forward? See if you can bring it back over your hips. Pull those ribs down to bring you back upright. 4 to go. I invite you to close your eyes. 3. Abs pull in and up, and of course your hips are working hard to stabilize you here. Inhale and exhale back to center. Keeping that position, rotation, both arms forward, drop your shoulders down, bend your left elbow to twist left, right arm reaches forward. Inhale. Exhale back to center. Again, we want to keep our eyes and head moving. Inhale. Exhale. It's hard to get tense in our neck and jaw when our head is moving and when our eyes are moving. Inhale. Exhale back to center. 4 more. You're welcome again to close your eyes. Exhale, center. Notice, does this side feel the same as the other, or do you twist a little farther or a little easier on this side? Last time. Rotate, inhale, and then slowly exhale back to center. Great job. We're going to lie down on our side and do a little work there before we make our way into a little finishing series. So take your time lying down on your side. This is where it's nice to have sometimes that towel And you can actually place it underneath your head, maybe even lying your head on your bottom bicep. Extend your legs to straight and shift your feet slightly forwards just so you can see your toes. Bring your head back in line with your spine. We often bring it a little too far forward. We're going to focus on the waist. So I'll just straighten out my shirt so you can hopefully see mine. Start with your top hip just relaxed down so your bottom waist is relaxed on the mat. I'll move my hand just forward for balance, but so that it's out of the way. So breathe in to lift your top leg to about hip height. Now as you breathe out, stretch through your top leg, watch my bottom waist, to lift the bottom waist away from the mat and stretch the top waist long. Even use your left hand if that helps you. Hold that length and then lower slowly down. Now reverse, keeping the length in your top waist, lift your top leg up toward the sky. Hike your hip to rib so your bottom waist presses down, and then release down. Lift slowly, keeping that connection between rib and hip. Take the top hip and rib long, stretching space, and then lower the top leg down. This work that we're doing in the awareness that we're finding in our top hip, lift the hip up with the space, connect, and then lower, is so important for many reasons. For those of us who sleep on our side, we often have one side of the body that is a lot more gripped in the low back. If you have had children or carry children or large bags, you probably have one side that's more gripped. And these low back muscles, especially the QL, are even part of our breathing. They're linked to our diaphragm. Lift the top leg, hike the top hip, and lower the top hip. Now lift your top leg, lift your bottom waist off of the mat, and feel free to take your bottom leg a little forward if you need. Try to maintain that space underneath your waist the whole time, so top leg long, as you take your top leg forward, going only as far as your waist can stay lifted. So we're not looking at how far the leg can go, we're looking at how stable your bottom waist can be to lift. Point your toes and just reach back. So you should be starting to feel a little warm from the top hip. Keeping that space under your waist, inhale, point and reach. If you're getting a little tense around your shoulders, make the movement smaller. Inhale, forward leg, lift the waist. Exhale, point and reach. 4 more. Inhale, point and reach. Inhale, point and reach. Can you keep that waist lifted and still relaxed in your neck and shoulders? And then one more time. Forward and relax and reach and come all the way down. Now we're going to let our waist sink onto the mat and try to keep the connection of the top hip and rib. Use your hand for support. So keep the connection of top rib to hip, and from there, lift your legs slowly. Straighten your knees, point your toes. Keep that connection as you slowly lower. So now work the top waist to lift the legs and release and relax. Lift and stretch and lower slowly down. Now lift and stretch and hold, and like your legs are just now one leg, connect them together from your top waist, draw small little circles. Can you keep your hips level so that one hip isn't rolling forward or back? Can you keep your neck relaxed? Can you go higher from that top waist? Switch the other way for 10, 9, longer legs, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and finally relax all the way down. Cross your top leg over your bottom leg, press up to seated. We have one side bend plank. You can do it on your knees or all the way upright with straight legs. So top leg is in front of the bottom, your bottom knee is bent, your bottom arm is turned outward, the elbows rotated outward, and you're pushing the mat away, so you're keeping your shoulders towards your hips rather than letting your shoulders come over your waist. We're going to breathe in to prepare, and as we breathe out, you'll press down through your knees and foot, especially through that bottom arm, pushing weight toward the feet. Top arm overhead, you'll stay there, or squeeze your knees together, lift them off of the mat, and try to stretch your top waist toward the sky, pulling your waist into your body as you lengthen the top side. Stretch and lengthen, and we're going to see if we can turn our head down to face the mat. 5 seconds to go. See if you can push more weight down into the feet. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release all the way down. Shift your feet just back to the wall behind you. That hand that was just on the floor, lift it over your head, side bend away from the direction you were just at, and just circle your top wrist around a little bit. Let your head relax. Let's just do that other side, and then we'll stretch you out and get you ready for your day. All right, so still face me, just bring your head to the other end of the mat. Again, you're welcome to bring your little towel with you. And as you lie down, again, you're going to set yourself up with your head and pelvis in the same line, and then your legs just a little bit forward of that. Your top hand is on the top of your pelvis for a little tactile feedback. And as you breathe in, you'll lift your top leg up to about hip height. Breathe out to reach your top hip long and take your bottom waist off of the mat. Lower the top leg down. Keep the space in the waist in reversed. Reach the top leg longer than the bottom. Keep the leg lifted as you now hike your top hip to rib. Keeping that hike of the hip, lower the top leg down. Is this side a little harder, maybe a little easier? Keep that connection, lift the top leg. Reach your top leg long. Lower the top leg down. Keep the space, lift the top leg. Hike hip to rib. Keep that connection, lower down slowly. Keep the hike, lift the leg. Stretch the top waist, use your hand to help. Keep the space, lower the leg. 2 more times each way. Inhale, lift, hike, and lower. Keep the hike, lift, stretch, and lower. Keep the space from the bottom waist on the mat. You've got a little friendly caterpillar underneath your waist. Try to stay away from it on this one. And then hike the rib and then relax the waist down. Lift the top leg, stretch the waist long and lower. Last time, top leg lifts, hike the hip and lower down. Stretch the top waist long again, lift the waist off of the mat, take your top leg up to hip height, and then maintaining a long spine, moving only through your hip joint, so your back isn't going to bend, lifting your waist, inhale, side kick, top leg goes forward, only as far as your waist stays up, point, and exhale, reach. And then just keep your hand under your bottom waist as a reminder to stay away from that caterpillar, or hand on the top hip to keep your waist long. Inhale, the leg goes forward, little flex of the foot, point your toes, feel your top hip working to move the leg, your bottom waist and bottom hip working to stabilize. Exhale, point and reach. 3 more, head back in line with the shoulders and spine. Reach and lengthen. Inhale, waist up, point and reach. Last time, inhale, point and reach, and exhale, everything back down. Now point your toes just for effect, hike your top hip, and from that connection of top rib to hip, push your waist in the mat, lift both legs up as you breathe out. Can you lift them by deepening the connection of rib to hip, those side waist muscles? Keep the connection as you lower down. Exhale, lift again, creating little wrinkles on the side of your shirt. And inhale, lower. 3 more. Exhale, lift. You can also take your top arm to the sky for a little extra challenge. 2. And 1. Now hold the length in the legs by contracting your top waist, hip to rib, and circle. 10 circles one direction, 10 the other. Last 4, 3, 2, and now go the other way for 10. 9. Good, you can always use your hand on the floor if you need. Last 4, 3, 2, stretch and lengthen, 1, and finally release and relax all the way down. Bend your knees. We've got just that side bend to finish the work. Press slowly up to your bottom hand. You could also do this on your elbow if you need, if your wrist can't take it. Rotate your arm outward. You're going to press down through your feet, keep that connection in your legs, and with open collarbones, we're going to slowly inhale, prepare, exhale, press up to bottom hand and knee, top arm overhead. Push your weight towards your knees so it's not over the wrist, and then for extra challenge, squeeze your legs together, lift your hips straight up to the sky, stretch your waist on the top waist by pulling the bottom waist up, and then gaze to your bottom hand. 10 seconds, 9, keep breathing, 8, squeeze your legs together and open your chest. 3, 2, and 1, gently release slowly all the way down. Bend your feet back the same direction they were, just bend them a little farther back. That hand that was just on the floor lifted overhead, side bend away from the plank side, and then just circle your top wrist around. All right, great work. We're just going to do a few active dynamic stretches to finish the workout. So when you're ready, you'll make your way onto your back again. That's the easiest way to set it up. And then from your back, roll to face me. Draw your knees up towards your chest and stack your hands. So relax your shoulders. So we're going to allow our hips to move as much as they need to move as we lift our top arm to the sky, follow it with your eyes, and open that top arm to the wall behind you. I don't have the room, but you'll have yours straight on the floor if you do. And then extend that top arm straight back up to the sky and relax it back to your starting position. So just thoracic rotation. Inhale, lift your chest, open your arms, trying to create space between your hands. Top arm up to the sky, and exhale, release down. Now can you connect your fingernails of your bottom hand? Inhale, open, reach, exhale, up and forward. Last one, inhale, up and reach, and then exhale, slowly forward and down. Roll gently onto your back, and then all the way to the other side. I'm going to turn around so that I'm still facing you, but you can just turn to the other side behind you. Stack your knees, draw them into your chest. Shoulders are stacked. You can always put something underneath your head if you'd like, a little pillow. And then when you're ready, head back in line with your spine. Inhale, top arm to the sky, stretch your chest. Press the fingernails down of both hands if possible. And then top arm back to the sky, and exhale, return to center. Inhale, open, reach, and expand. And again, I'm allowing my top hip to move. I'm not forcing the knees together. Exhale, that can often go into the low back or SI joints if we force that. 3 more. Inhale, open. I'm bending my elbow, but yours is straight. Exhale, slowly back to center. Inhale. And exhale, reach. And last time, inhale. And exhale, slowly reach and relax. Finally, roll over onto your belly down, just coming into child's pose now. So allow your knees to either be wide or you can draw them together. You'll let your forehead relax down toward the mat. Your arms can just rest around your legs. And stay there with your chin tucked so that you can breathe into your back. Let your head rest and maybe just wiggle your hips a little bit side to side. Take 3 deep breaths into your back. In through the nose and out through your mouth. And one more time, in through the nose and out through your mouth. Press up, coming up just to your knees and your toes. So with your knees hip-width apart, you're going to press up onto the toes, maybe curl them forward with your hands if that helps. You could sit all the way upright, but I like to just keep my hands on the floor or maybe one or both hands on my thighs. Stretch the bottoms of your feet and just allow your ankles to move a little side to side with your toes tucked under. The bottoms of our feet can get so tight. This is just a great place to do some active release of them. Just gently turn a little side to side with the ankles. Finally, relax your toes all the way flat down. One more child's pose to finish. This time, wide knees, feet together. Stretch your arms forward up the mat. Lengthen the pit of the arm and the side of the waist. Let your hips rest down. And take 3 deep breaths here to finish. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this all levels posture Pilates workout. I also have a posture therapy class, about 20 minutes, that you can find on YouTube also. Have a great day.